Hello and welcome. So, if you're an educator, you already know that Microsoft Teams can be, well, a bit of a mixed bag. It can be a total lifesaver, but it can also be a real headache. Our goal here is to flip that script. We're going to turn Teams from a daily chore into what it should be, your most powerful teaching tool. Let's dive in.
Sound familiar? You're drowning in all the little administrative tasks, you're juggling a dozen different digital tools, and you've got that constant nagging worry in the back of your mind. Are my students really getting this? Believe me, you are not alone. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be like that. We're going to tackle these pain points one by one. First things first, let's talk about running your actual class meetings. This is all about setting up a virtual classroom that's smooth, professional, and free of interruptions, so you can actually focus on teaching.
Okay, first easy win. Let's kill the virtual waiting room. You know what I'm talking about, having to click admit, admit, admit for every single student while you're trying to start your lesson? No more. Just pop into your meeting options before class and change who can bypass the lobby. It's a tiny click that makes a massive difference to your workflow.
Now this is a big one. Every time you present, you have a choice. For most situations, PowerPoint Live is going to be your absolute best friend. Why? Because it lets you see your private notes and the student chat all on one screen. Screen sharing is great if you need to do a live demo of a website or a piece of software, but otherwise you're kind of flying blind to student questions unless you have a second monitor. So, rule of thumb, live for slides, share for demos.
To record or not to record? Well, the real question is how. Automatic recording is fantastic for those official lectures. It starts the second the first person joins, so you're guaranteed not to miss the beginning. But if your classes tend to start with a few minutes of informal chit-chat, you might want to use manual recording. That way, you control exactly when the recording starts and stops, capturing only the core lesson.
And you can forget about doing roll call ever again. With just a couple of clicks, you can download a full, detailed attendance report as an Excel file. You can do it right in the middle of the meeting, or you can grab it afterwards from the meeting chat. And get this, it doesn't just tell you who was there, it tells you the exact time each student joined and left. Super handy.
All right, so we've got our virtual classroom environment totally locked down. Now, let's move on to the heart of teaching, the actual coursework. This section is all about making assignments and quizzes work for you, instead of the other way around.
Creating a standard assignment is, honestly, as easy as it looks. You just head over to the Assignments tab, plug in your title and instructions, attach any files they'll need, set a due date, and bam, it's assigned. The best part is it keeps everything neatly organized in one spot for both you and your students.
Now for quizzes, this is where Teams starts to feel like it has superpowers. It plugs right into Microsoft Forms, and what that means for you is automated grading. For all your multiple choice questions, the grading is just done. Automatically. This is a massive, massive time saver.
But what about cheating? Great question. Microsoft Forms has a whole toolkit to help you promote academic integrity. You can shuffle the questions so every student gets them in a different order. You can even shuffle the multiple choice options for each question. You can add a timer, limit everyone to one attempt, and, this one is key, disable the Show Results Automatically feature. That way, the first student to finish can't just screenshot the answers and send them to the whole class.
So the work is in. The quizzes are submitted. Now comes the part that can take forever, grading. This next section is all about making that process faster, much more consistent, and way more transparent for your students.
The secret weapon here is the rubric. If you're not using them, you're missing out. Think of it as a grading blueprint. It shows students exactly what they need to do to succeed before they even start. And for you, it transforms grading from typing endless comments to just clicking. It's faster and so much more objective.
And using it is even easier. You just open a student submission, click on the rubric you attached, and for each category, like clarity or use of evidence, you just click the box that best describes their work. Excellent, good, needs improvement, whatever you've set up. Teams does all the math instantly and calculates the final score. No calculator needed.
Now here's a little pro tip for you, especially for those longer essay-style questions. Instead of grading one student's entire exam, then moving to the next, grade by question. Grade every student's answer to question number 1 first, then go back and grade everyone's answer to question 2. Why? It keeps your mindset consistent and ensures you're applying the exact same standard to every single student. It makes your grading so much fairer.
All right, we're heading into the home stretch. Let's wrap up with a few advanced features that are, and I mean this, absolute game changers.
These are the tools that are going to save you huge chunks of time and give you incredible insight into what's happening in your class.
This one right here might be the single biggest time saver on the entire platform. If you teach the same course semester after semester, you never have to create an assignment from scratch again. You just choose Create from Existing, find the old class, and pick the assignment. It copies everything. The instructions, the attachments, even that beautiful rubric you made. All you have to do is set a new due date. That's it.
Next up, let's talk about the Insights tool. Think of this as your personal data analyst, working for you 24/7 in the background. It automatically tracks student activity, attendance, communication, and engagement, and then it presents it all to you in easy-to-read charts. It helps you see who might be falling behind with zero manual work on your part.
And this is just a quick snapshot of what it's keeping an eye on for you. Digital activity, assignment turn-in rates, communication patterns. It even flags students who have been inactive for a while. It's basically like having a digital pulse on the health of your entire classroom. And it gets even smarter with a feature called Spotlights. This is where AI steps in. Insights won't just wait for you to check the dashboard. It'll proactively send you alerts about important trends. So you might get a little notification that says, hey, student A was significantly less active this week, which lets you check in before a small issue becomes a big problem.
So, what's the big takeaway from all of this? Look, these tools aren't just fancy tech for the sake of having fancy tech. Every single feature we've talked about is designed to do one thing: handle the boring, repetitive, administrative stuff so you can free up your time and your energy for what you actually do best: teaching and connecting with your students.
So, as we wrap up, I'll leave you with this question to think about. After seeing all of this, which one of these tools will you try to implement in your class this week? You don't have to do it all at once. Just pick one. Whether it's building your first rubric, trying PowerPoint Live, or just exploring that Insights tab. Which one will you use to make your teaching life just a little bit easier?